Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's my sixth Christmas DIY so far, because tomorrow is going to be the full week of them. But today's video, I've actually bought you a kind of thrift flip kind of thing going on. Basically, I've been into the charity shops, bought a few things, and I've kind of upcycled them and then chucked them all together in today's video. They're not the most imaginative ones today. I was going to wait till I had a few more to add in, because a few of them are really simple and I've only done 3, but hopefully they inspire you and give you a few little kind of ideas in your mind. I don't know, hopefully some of you may still like it, but yeah, not 100% impressed with this one today. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and I hope that you enjoy today's video regardless. Let me know which one of them is going to be your favourite. I'm not going to give them away just yet, so I'll ask you that again at the end. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. So for the first DIY, I actually found this little chalkboard in a recent thrift kind of haul, and this actually I picked up for 50p. It was either 50p or in the 3 for £1 deal that my local charity shops sometimes does, but I saw it I reckon it was a few months ago now, and I figured, I know I have to turn that into a gingerbread house, so that is exactly what I did today. I just went ahead and painted the whole thing in a ginger brown colour, and then I went ahead and popped a white on to make the icing on the top. I actually wanted it to look like meringue, so I went in with this lighter colour, mixed it all up and everything, and started doing the shading in this beige, and I actually think it worked out really well by the time I'd put like about half of a bottle of acrylic on there. Once that had then dried, I moved on to paint on all the details. So I just used a red to paint a nice big door, and then using a kind of white, I just added loads of shading and stuff like that. Then used a dark brown to paint on the windows and a little heart window near the top, and I just like that brown. I think it looks like a nice shadow compared to the original brown colour. I mixed up a slightly lighter brown and made some little window ledges, and then outlined them in a white acrylic and my really small paintbrush. I also did these little kind of circles on them, and I made sure to make this outline around all 3 of the windows. For the door, I did something a little bit different. I made some swirls, and I actually used a Posca paint pen. It didn't work too well on the acrylic, so I actually went in and painted the rest of them with my paintbrush, but I did go back in with that and then do some little dots and swirls and stuff like that with a few other Posca paint pens as well. But the one with the metal nib seems to work better on acrylic, so as you can see, that's what I'm using here, and it worked just fine. I then popped the dots all the way around on the kind of door as well, and then because I had loads of white splatters all over the actual gingy, I just went ahead and used that to my advantage basically, and did like a snow-like pattern on it. I then painted some little gumdrops, I like that, you know, popped on some little dots on them with a dotting tool, just really went into painting this. Now, I hope you're finding this satisfying, by the way, because I shot over 3 hours worth of footage painting this. This took me over 3 hours to paint. So I sped it all up and made it under 3 minutes, and then I watched it back about 5 times as I was editing it, getting really stuck into it again, because obviously this was satisfying for me to watch after having taken 3 hours to do it. So I hope you can appreciate it took me that long, but whilst that's not my favourite thing, I think the amount of detail on there, I'm kind of happy with it. I'm kind of happy with the effort I put in, you know? So whilst I like it, I don't love it. It's not to my personal taste, so I think I'm actually going to donate this to my mum for her house, so that my nieces and nephews can just appreciate this near Christmas time, because it's just a bit of fun, and yeah, I think the bright colours and stuff, I think kids would absolutely love this. So moving on to the second DIY, this one here is really simple, but I actually just found this old kind of wicker basket in the charity shop, and I thought I would just paint it up in a nice white colour. So I used the Rust-Oleum's Painter Touch in the matte white. This is my favourite matte white spray paint actually, and I just spray painted the whole thing in a white. It was an old plant pot, so if you have any of these like old trees after Christmas, save your baskets and then maybe give it a little spruce up afterwards, and you never know, you could use that in your house. So I was going to intend to do a full lining of this, but I didn't actually end up keeping it because I thought it looked better without it for my own personal taste. But if you were to do some lining, all you have to do is get a square of fabric and fold it down just like so it's underneath that first little like ridge. You can glue it under there, or you can sew it through the gaps in the wicker basket just by tacking it on through, and that will give you a nice little lining. Just really simple, a really quick and easy kind of sewing little bit there without anything intricate. And I thought I'd just show you that, even though I didn't end up keeping it. I just took it out because I preferred just the plain basket. So I just filled up my little wicker basket with some little treats. I think I'm going to put this near the entryway so people could just like help themselves. I don't know, I just thought I'd include this one. I know it's super simple, but it might give you an idea if you have anything like this on your little tabletop trees, anything like that. So saving the third DIY, obviously to the third DIY is going to be last because it's only 3 DIYs, but saving the best till last, that's what I meant to say. I found this sign in the charity shop. This cost me 50 pence. It was just a really big arrow. No, it doesn't look that big, but it is actually huge. I think it's about like 46 centimeters long. But if you can't find one of these, obviously, you can get the ones in the wedding section in Poundland. So what I went ahead and did was I painted it in a chalk white, and then I printed out some letters on some tracing paper. I just ran an A4 piece of tracing paper through the printer as usual. I used the 60 grams a square meter, I think that's what it's called, isn't it? The really thick tracing paper, took it out my printer and just left it to dry so that the ink didn't smear. I then cut around each of the letter and then just stuck that down. So I actually just decoupaged it on, just using some Mod Podge, cut around the letters like I said, stuck that down. As you can see here, I used the word hot and cocoa. So Mod Podge, cut around the letter, stick them down, press them down really gently to remove any air bubbles starting from the middle, and then just press out really, really lightly. As I had let mine dry for around about half an hour before doing this, my ink did not smudge and it was absolutely fine. So I always recommend leaving your printables just to dry fully, sometimes even overnight, depending on your printer ink. But yeah, I also wrote out the words served here and then just printed that out also, and just Mod Podged that down and sealed in any loose edges that may have occurred. I also went over a few of the letters just to seal it in. Once the Mod Podge had then fully dried, I went around the whole of the arrow with a Posca paint pen as so, and I just drew a line around it. I did lose this footage, so I'm doing it again to show you what I did, but I just used the Posca paint pen to draw the thick line, and then with some sandpaper I just made sure to go along in like a horizontal way, just sanding that and distressing that a little bit. I then went ahead and dry brushed some white chalk paint back over the letters because I thought it looked a little bit too perfect for me. You can keep it as is if you want to, but I like things a little bit more rustic, a little bit more like just rubbish looking. Don't like it too perfect. So this is how the sign turned out. I am absolutely in love with this piece. I'm so happy I've made this for myself, and I think it would suit any room with my Christmas decor themes going on. So anyway, that is the end of today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know which one of them was your favourite, whether it was the gingerbread house, the hot cocoa sign, or just the sprayed up kind of wicker basket. I know that's a bit boring, isn't it? Especially when I didn't end up using the lining. But I just thought it looked better. I thought it was going to match my theme better. So you'll see that at Christmas time. If you stick around that long to watch my Christmas house tour, I will do one this year. I'm so overwhelmed with Christmas stuff. I do not know where to begin. Honestly, I'm so excited. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Please stick around till tomorrow for the last one of my Christmas DIY week. And then after that, I think I'm going to be doing between 1 and 2. I'm probably going to lean more towards 2 DIYs a week all the way up until Christmas. Those are going to be more kind of intricate DIYs. I've got some big plans coming, some really cool decor pieces that I cannot wait to make. I've actually got an A4 piece of paper with a huge list down it, completely full of Christmas ideas. So if you liked today's video, please do give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I would love to have you, and I will see you tomorrow for another DIY. Bye! I've just realised that my wall is all completely damp over there. Huh. That's annoying, isn't it? I've only just sat here and just realised that it's all wet. Great. This is going to be a great winter. Paper. That's my mum ringing me now. This isn't working right, is it?